You know, Platinum Impressions have gotten so much Kirby lately. I figured, why not? The time has finally come to do another one! It's not my fault. Kirby games have been coming out since 1990, whatever. I think I can handle talking about Kirby just one more time before the next Kirby game eventually comes on. I'm gonna have to play it because everyone is gonna have to play it because it's such good music. Yeah. Hello there, everybody! This is CwapTheNintendin here, and welcome to yet another rendition of Platinum Impressions. You know, because I love reviewing games now with actual scripts and not actual footage, probably, maybe, also. Yes. So, today, we are going to be talking about Kirby Planet Robobot for the Nintendo 3DS, the latest Kirby game of the bunch. You know them well. And, you know, Kirby's finally back to kick some butt tail. Yes, because, you know, DK Rap is a joke. So, March 3rd, Nintendo Direct. We all knew everything about everything that specific Direct had to offer, except for the very last thing that they showed, which was the next core Kirby game. And that was the beginning of hype for me. That was Kirby Planet Robobot. I've sort of become this Kirby enthusiast, and after Triple Deluxe and Return to Dreamland, I wanted to tackle each Kirby game as such. So, I beat Rainbow Curse, and as you all know, it was alright. Had flaws, it has great music, it has good artwork, but it was alright, I guess. Could have had better gameplay, I guess. But now we have what is essentially Triple Deluxe, except with robot armor. I was down with it, actually, because, you know, after the okayness that was Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, I figured, hey, I might as well do this again. Plus, me playing the demo at PAX East before it came out in July, I believe, or June, it made me realize just that. I was pretty hype about that. I loved the first two levels, and I really liked the Robobot armor, too. So, I eventually bought it up along with Kingdom Hearts 2.5, and I played it during Otakon. Yes, I spent my entire Otakon playing Kirby Planet Robobot. I was sitting around, even in screening rooms, I was just playing the damn game. And I can safely say, I love it, I love it, I love it. Well, except for a few missed opportunities, but we're gonna get to them as we go along here. But anyway, now it's time for plot time. So, as usual, all is peaceful in the good old pop star, but then suddenly stuff happens. So an alien corporation called the Haltman Works Company invades Dreamland in order to gather up resources to fuel their desire to eliminate all life on Dreamland. DDD and Meta Knight try to stop them, but end up failing in the process, because they're not the main characters. So, as usual, it's up to Kirby to make his way over to the big ship known as the Access Arc to destroy the oncoming threat. So, it's usual stuff. But actually, what I like about this game, more than any other, like, Kirby game, is the fact that we have more cinematic elements to it. We actually have more cutscenes this time around. Well, not really cutscenes. Well, actually, they are cutscenes, according to the movie theater room. It's just one of the bad guys, Susie, the executive assistant to President Trump, Haltman, explaining about the company's goal and explaining, you know, boss encounters, including herself as one. But I am very glad to see that Robobot is taking a more cinematic approach to things, such as, you know, beginning every factory level with that looming shot and that camera swivel. That really took me by surprise, though, honestly. Just to see that, you know, foreboding transition, and then the level music begins. It's just... oh, I really like that. I really like that a lot. But still, same Kirby plot is the same. It gets all fun and happy and awesome at the beginning, and then it gets all screwed up in the end. And I guarantee you, there is lore. And this is like the one Kirby game that many people like to, you know, get into lore. Because, you know, for each boss, you can pause to get lore on them. And especially for the main bad guy, President Haltman. I'm not going to spoil anything here, but let's just say you'll get feels. Just saying. But anyway, yeah. That's it for really plot. Just look up the lore. It's good lore. It's lore. Anyway, in terms of gameplay, Planet Robobot just basically is pretty much identical to Triple Deluxe. Everything that you could do in Triple Deluxe, like moving from the background to the foreground, you got the same running speed and hailing power, all present and accounted for, well, except with a few new additions to play around with. So the big main superpower of this game is the titular Robobot armor. In nearly every level, Kirby can hop into the armor and pilot it Mega Man X style. Yeah, because, you know, Mega Man X clearly ripped it off, even though it came out first. So, in addition to punching the heck out of things, you can also scan in each ability to make your mech accustomed to that specific ability. Such as Robobot Sword's ability to slice and dice enemies, or Robobot Stone's ability to punch for serious damage and push forklifts. And all that other stuff too. It doesn't work with every ability, but it works with a fair few amount of abilities. It really does remind me of Kirby 64, where you can combine abilities, so I really liked that the first time I played it at PAX East. I thought that was really interesting. You can even customize your mech with stickers, the collectibles like the keychains from Triple Deluxe. Now, the Robobot is cool and all, like I really like the Robobot, it's fantastic, but there are some flaws with it, like a fair few amount of flaws with it. So, if you like your Robobot armor and want to 100% this game, then that's basically what the Robobot armor is for. Making sure you get that extra coded cube that you need to unlock the EX stages and unlock the boss levels. And, you know, they're mostly optional. Like, the Robobot armor is optional. You don't really have to do it at all, but if you want that 100%, you're gonna have to do it. And you're gonna have to try to figure out how the heck to get those poisonous clouds out of the way, because trust me, that took me like hours to figure out until I had to look up 100% playthrough on YouTube, but really that doesn't even matter anyway, because I'm not 100% yet. I already saw the 100% award and it's great. Yeah. Like I said before, you can custom your Robobot with stickers, but you can only do that with the left and right arms of the mech. Yeah, I'm really glad that they finally added customization to a Kirby game. But it's very limited, and I really, really wish it wasn't. We finally have a chance to get customization in the core Kirby game, and it's this limited. I mean, at the very least, you can personalize the Robobot at all. It's just, I just wish you could, you know, do more things with it, like, you know, colors, sizes, you know. Maybe that could actually incorporate themselves into the gameplay, but no, it's just stickers, so, yeah. Just yeah. There's 3 new copy abilities to play around with. So there's Doctor, because throwing pills and rushing at enemies with clipboards is cool. Poison, which is just basically fire and ice Kirby, but with lasting damages effects. And that's really cool, but my personal favorite is ESP Kirby. You're literally Ness and you have the discount PK Flash and you can teleport. Like, in all seriousness though, like, ESP Kirby is one of my favorite abilities to play around with. All because it really does remind me so much of Ness from Earthbound, because it basically is a huge Earthbound reference. It's even incorporated into, like, the second world of it. It's with talking cars and everything, so. Yeah. Earthbound reference is huge, but I like it. I really like it a lot. In terms of design, it's basically on par with Triple Deluxe's design. Because, you know, Robobot was basically developed by essentially the same staff. The level design is new, but it's still not too hard to figure out where all those stickers and coded cubes are, and what you have to do in order to get them. Especially if you're a seasoned Kirby veteran player. That's redundant. I just realized that. The only things that might give you some trouble are some levels in World 5, and especially a few cases with World 6, in which you could easily miss some coded cubes. Really, the only things I would consider difficult about this game are really the final battles of the 2.0 mode, the unlockable mode that you get after completing the game. I'm not going to say what it is. and the True Arena, because the Arena and True Arena return once again. And let me tell you, Robobot's True Arena is basically the hardest True Arena in the entire Kirby series. Because getting to the true final battle in that is a grueling, and I mean it's a grueling process, because you have to fight so many bosses just to get there. Plus, again, you're limited on healing items as well. It's not like Return to Dreamland where you have 3 maximum tomatoes. No, you just have 3, you know, cherries that you can store for later use, which is what I like to do. I mean, I've gotten the True Arena pattern down pat and everything, but it's still a really, really grueling process if it's your first or second time through. It really is. It can take you like hours. I just barely made it through during Otakon and resisted the urge to shout out my relief because it was Sunday and everything was dying down and I was tired as heck. So I'll just leave it at that. But speaking of the boss fights, one thing that I did have sort of a complaint about in Triple Deluxe is how much waiting you have to do in Triple Deluxe for some bosses, especially the deluxe bosses. Like Kracko makes you wait, Pie Ribbit makes you wait, all that stuff. But the nice thing about this is that they are less patient. They are less patient. It takes a very long time to beat certain bosses in Triple Deluxe. However, in Robobot, some bosses come back, whether in the main game or in the side modes, and thank you God, they are designed to wait in the background less. So, yeah, I really do like the boss fights in Planet Robobot much better than Triple Deluxe did. I mean, not all the bosses are bad in Triple Deluxe, but just some of them made you wait. And I didn't like that at all. There's also 2 side modes that you can do. Team Kirby Clash and Kirby 3D Rumble. 3D Rumble lets you control Kirby in a pseudo 3D plane and just let you inhale all the enemies and spit them back out, Game Boy style, throughout each stage in order to attempt to get a high score. So they finally put that 3D platforming Kirby idea into good use from the 2005 Kirby game that was canceled. And Team Kirby Clash lets you team up with 3 other Kirbs, whether they be player-controlled or CPU-controlled, to defeat various mini-bosses and bosses from the past with 4 abilities to choose from, each with their own unique traits like Beam, Doctor, Sword, and Hammer. But I'm a Hammer Lord for life! It's slow as heck, but powerful as hell. It's my signature thing, you know, it's my signature ability now. But yeah, basically the same with Triple Deluxe. I really like how the game looks. It's got more of an artistic design to it. Like, once again, just like with Triple Deluxe, each world has its own identity to it. And it doesn't really feel like samey or repetitive as heck. There's like casino levels that look really good. World 5 especially looks really, really good, and something that hasn't even been done for a Kirby game before. So yeah, it's really, really interesting too, that they actually, you know, just discarded the entire concept of a fire world altogether and put the desert world as World 4, if you can believe it. Yes, the town area is World 2. The desert world is World 4. See, Planet Robobot is unique in that regard, in terms of look and the soundtrack. And speaking of the soundtrack, Robobot's soundtrack is actually really, really unique for a Kirby game. Since the tone is more mechanical for Kirby's journey to stop the Haltman peeps, the music had to become more robotic and technological. Hence why songs like Green Greens, that's received remixes, are changed to Green Gears. And, you know, they got new remixes of Meta Knight's battle theme and the DDD themes. They got in those remixes, and let me tell you, there are a lot of remixes in this game, including some that you wouldn't even expect to come back. I'm not going to spoil them, but they are amazing. Just saying. But I have to give special attention to the main theme of the game. You hear it on the title screen, which is incredibly foreboding for a Kirby game. Like, you expect it to be all happy, but the title screen theme is so foreboding and so, like, mechanical. I just really like it. It really brings on that uniqueness to it. You hear the main theme on the title screen, you hear it in the first level, it's the boss theme, it's the theme for the Haltman Company in general, and you know, whenever you talk to Susie, starting with World 3, you hear that creepy version of the Haltman theme. It's so good. And each iteration you hear, you swear that it gets darker and darker with each iteration. And just from those iterations alone, you really do feel like this is one of Kirby's biggest threats ever. Plus, if you're a big fan of other songs from the Kirby series, then you will indeed squee when you hear the drag race theme from Air Ride used for the 2.0 mini-bosses like I did. I swear, anything that Kirby Air Ride can do, I just squee. One of those days I will find you and I will let's play you, damn it. Also, one thing that I gotta say. One thing that I really do appreciate about, you know, Kirby games getting remixes is that they are actually full remixes rather than, you know, just remixing parts of themes. Like, you know, Smash Brothers sometimes likes to do. But I won't say anything more on that score because I don't want to freaking spoil anything else for you. Also, I gotta say, the final boss is probably... I've been thinking about this quite a lot, actually, going back to the bosses. And I have to say, though, like, Planet Robobot's finale is probably one of my all-time favorite final bosses ever, in terms of how it's set up, in terms of how everything goes about. And I won't say any more here, but just so you know, I really, really enjoy, like, everything about, you know, Planet Robobot's finale. I actually consider it a lot more awesome than, like, more awesome and over the top than, like, Magalore or Sectonia or whatever else that I played. Honestly, I've just been enjoying it a whole lot since I've been doing basically repeat playthroughs of the final bosses in Return to Dreamland for the Let's Play and Planet Robobot for the True Arena and the regular arena as well. So, yeah, it's pretty good. But with that being said, Planet Robobot I honestly really enjoy much better than Triple Deluxe. It's different enough to be considered a worthy successor to it. The super ability is more practical than situational. The design is good enough for new players to jump into platformers once again. And the soundtrack is just pure enjoyment. Like, it's kind of tied with Return to Dreamland and RC because I've written RC, Rainbow Curse, as some of the best Kirby music you'll ever play. So, yeah. For those of you who hadn't actually experienced Triple Deluxe, you won't miss out on much. But if you did enjoy Triple Deluxe, then I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy this one as much, if not more than Triple Deluxe. In fact, I would honestly go on record in saying that Planet Robobot is just as good as Return to Dreamland is. Like, Robobot was such a big improvement over Triple Deluxe that I consider it like better than like Superstar Ultra. My rankings for Kirby games are weird. Like, it was Superstar Ultra was the best and Return to Dreamland is the best. Now I'm actually considering replacing Return to Dreamland with Planet Robobot as the best. But I'll just go on record as saying that I enjoy Return to Dreamland just as much as I enjoy Planet Robobot. So, yeah, they're both the best. And, of course, there was a lot of Triple Deluxe in that one sentence that I said. That I wrote down. So, basically put, play Kirby Planet Robobot. I feel like it's one of the best Nintendo games to come out this year. If it's not like Star Fox Zero or anything like that. But, opinions. Just play it. I think there's a demo on the eShop. You can play it at GameStop if you're not getting the Pokemon events. Just play it. It's a good Kirby. It's a really, really good Kirby game. And it's a whole lot of fun. Get it for your 3DS, Mang. Before Sun and Moon come out and totally ruins your life. But anyway, that's it for my thoughts on Kirby Planet Robobot. And I hope to see you guys next time for another edition of Platinum Impressions or the next Let's Play. I'm not really too sure on that. See you guys on the next time. Thank you for watching and goodbye.